Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I guess I'm going to entitle this video, before I mention the title, I've been meaning to do a video like this for the longest. I'm going to do a series of these because I think this is pretty interesting. This video is entitled Guitar Tones That Are Hard to Duplicate from Artists or Groups. And number one on my list is Heatwave. I remember when I first started playing guitar and I was trying to play, well, actually playing groove line, and I got the riff to satisfactory, but at that time it wasn't just like the record. But I've since done videos where it sounds very close. But even back then, couldn't duplicate the tone. And I would ask people around the neighborhood that were playing, so like, what is he using on his guitar? And people said all types of things. It's a phase shifter, it's blah, blah, blah. I still don't know what it is, but every Heatwave tune that I've done, I have a hard time trying to match up the tone. Because, I mean, when I do covers, I try to not only get the part right, I try to get the tone right, you know. And like I said, the majority of Heatwave stuff, and not to mention, these were phenomenal musicians. And Rod Temperton arrangements were just unbelievable. And what's interesting when I think about Heatwave, because these were guys that could play jazz, because the beginning of Boogie Nights was jazz. It was hardcore jazz. You know, another one, Happiness Togetherness, which I didn't post, but I did. At the middle part, there's like this little jazz thing that just kicks off. It's like, whoa, you know. But as unbelievable musicians they are or were, because some of them are no longer with us, they never did solos. I think maybe I would hear like a little solo part every now and then, but those guys could go, and they never did that because they want to just keep their stuff kind of simple. Because, well, actually, I won't say simple. But I'm going to say this because this is interesting. There are, I guess, different cuts of cloth when it comes to musicians. I ran across and played with a lot of guys to think this way, since they can read and know theory, that the majority of their energy is going to be condescending and correcting other musicians. No, it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that way. They're a group of people, or they are a group of people where their circle is about surrounded and thinking about and approve of each other. I'm just the opposite. I didn't come here to be critiqued by another dude on the stage. I came here to play for the people that pay me that's sitting in the seats. Those are my first priorities, not these guys up here, can't get it together, very argumentative, spent too much time debating instead of playing. You know, because I remember I got fired from a band that I formed, and they still play to this day because that's where their head was. You know, we would come to practice, and we're supposed to have all these songs together because you learn your song at home, then you bring it to practice and put it together. They come to practice and think that we're trying to learn it at practice. And then half the songs they were playing weren't even on the playlist. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. So I just excused myself from that group. But I just find that interesting. Sorry for digressing. That Heatwave could have went there big time. They didn't, because it's like we're just trying to play. We're not trying to impress each other or another musician that's listening. Oh, he can solo and all that kind of stuff, you know. But getting back to Heatwave, so it's hard to duplicate their sound. And I was reading the listings, or should I say, the lineup, because unfortunately you young folks are being cheated, because back in the day we had these big old things called albums, and we can pull out the sleeve and read all the lyrics and see who wrote it. And on the back of the album it showed all the guys that played and all the instruments that they played. You know, now you get a download. It still is something that's coming from a record company, and it educates you as well as entertains you. So, you know, unfortunately you young guys and young people are missing out on that. And I was reading the credentials and the lineup for Heatwave, and it was actually two guitar players. One of them name was Eric Johns, and the other name was Ron Carter. And Ron Carter not only played guitar, he played bass, and he played keyboards on Heatwave stuff too. And I didn't really notice that I paid any attention, because when we think of the piano stuff, we just think of Rod Temperton. when actually the other guy was playing and contributing too. So they number one. You know, it's hard to duplicate their sound. I mean, I can play the chorus, but it's hard to duplicate that tone. Another one, James Brown guitar players. It seems to me that James Brown players, and I think this might have been in the mixing, editing process, the guitars were extremely bright. They wrote off the mids and they wrote off the lows, and it's just real bright. And I'm trying to duplicate their sound, and sometimes I come close with my Fender Stratocaster, but they're extremely bright, especially the lead lines. They're just extremely bright, and it's kind of hard to replicate or duplicate that sound, you know? Because again, the licks aren't hard. It's just that the tone is totally different. Kool and the Gang is another one, you know, and not only the tone is unique, and God bless his soul because he's no longer with us, his voicings is totally unique. GQ, guitar player and lead singer, his voicings are very unique. They're not just a simple bar chords or certain open face chords. They're very unique. It's hard to nail down those two guitar players' voicings. Another one on the list is YouTube, The Edge. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting The Edge one day years ago. I was at a restaurant with my wife, and these white guys walked in. And it's like black neighborhood, handful of white guys. So of course you're gonna look around and say, whoa. And I was the only one that recognized who they were. And the reason why they came there on that part of the town, so nobody else would know who they were. I was the only guy that was there that knew. I went up to their table, very politely said, I love your music. And they were really nice guys. They signed an autograph. You know, they signed an autograph. The only one that wasn't there was the drummer and the bass player. The Edge was there. Bono was there. Actually, the drummer was there. The bass player wasn't there. So, YouTube, you know, The Edge, his sound. And the reason why it's kind of hard to duplicate his sound because you got so much stuff effect-wise going on. You got, of course, echo and delay. You got reverb. You got chorus. You know, and then he puts them together and gets this unique sound that he has. So it's not so much the tone for The Edge. It's the effects, the multi-effects that are used to create his sound. And the follow-up to that, just this person, Andy Summers from The Police, same thing. It's not the tone, it's the combination of these different effects that he put together. Because, of course, he has echo thing going on, chorus and reverb too, you know. But I just thought I would, you know, post this video because it's interesting. Certain groups or artists, it's hard to duplicate their sound. And on the flip side, the easy ones to kind of replicate is Nile Rodgers, you know, from Chic. Just need a good Strat with brand new strings, and you can basically capture his sound. Another one was, I'm about to forget this. Oh, yeah, I did a cover of The Fix, One Thing Lead to Another. And I did such a good job with not only capturing the tone, I captured the strum because in that particular song, there's kind of a unique type of strum thing going on there. And I nailed it so good that, and this was a compliment, but the guy that gave it to me thought it was a negative comment. He said, "You ain't playing, you just moving your hands." I took that as a compliment because I did so well on it that when I listened to it, I said, "Man, I'm on the money." You know, I'm on the money tone wise. I'm on the money strum wise. You know, it's there, and you can't hear me playing over the song a little bit or in the song. It's not that I'm so buried in the mix you can't hear me, but I did a great job. You know. But from time to time, I'll do these types of videos because I think they're interesting, you know. Till next time, take care and thanks for watching.